We did it, boys! Okay, this is probably old news by the time this is going to be uploaded. I'm recording this the night of May 26th, Save TF2 Day. But it'll probably be uploaded the 27th. Uh, but we did it. Valve tweeted out on the TF2 Twitter saying, "Hey, we see ya. We get that this game is important to a lot of people. We'll figure something out." Yeah. Now, a lot of people are being very skeptical, saying this means nothing. It's not anything we should be celebrating about. I disagree. For this simple fact. Well, I have two reasons why. Number one, this is a post on the official TF2 Twitter. This is not just Gabe Newell doing his thing, spouting crazy to spur Valve to action, or just because he feels like having a laugh for shits and giggles that day. This is something a little bit bigger. This would be a much bigger of a PR mess if they um, um, said this, we're getting an update, and then nothing happened. And number two, if you look on the TF2 Twitter, they don't post very often. They only post about big things and semi-big things. Like like the most recent one before that, I believe, is something with the soundtrack being updated. But like before that, they have like the source code leaks and the crate depression and this and that. It is not just like, hey, we released an update. Hey, the game is reaching all new highs. It's no, it's this is big news when the TF2 Twitter posts. So those things combined, I don't think that they would just be saying that for fun. So now this is too much of a really quick thing for there to be actually gears moving at Valve right now. I highly doubt that anyone is being assigned to the TF2 team, because how Valve works, you can just kind of work. It's highly simplified, but you can kind of just do whatever you want. For this to work, someone needs to be reassigned, and I can't see Valve just doing that. So it would be a process to figure out, asking people, hey, can someone please move to the TF2 team before we have to move people? I doubt that there's gears being moved as we speak. However, I do think in the coming week, a new TF2 team will be assembled, at the very least, to solve the bot problem. Hopefully, we get. A lot of people want the heavy update. I don't personally want the heavy update specifically, but I wouldn't. It's an update. I'm not complaining at all. I'd be overjoyed if we could have any kind of update. I I kind of border on realist to optimist. I'm going to be an optimist here and say it's done. This 2 year hiatus is over. We are not going to just have a new update or the bots get fixed or whatever and then nothing else. That would be a much too big of a PR thing, even for Valve, with how they are with not speaking, just not really caring about the consumer. I don't think that even they're dumb enough to do that. I think we're going to get, at the very least, a handful of updates it's not going to be priority number one. I'm realist enough that I know it's not going to be uh, priority number one. VR is still Valve's baby right now. CS:GO, Dota. I think that's another one that Valve owns. I'm really with Valve. I only care about uh, TF2 and sometimes Half Life. So I'm not the best to talk about Valve's library, but either way, those things are still going to be king. But we're not just going to have like no updates anymore. I'm going to be an optimist and say we're back. um. So yeah. Uh. In fact, I actually have a. I might as well just kind of put this here. I have been working on a kind of an outline for an update for Team Fortress 2. I'll leave a Reddit link down in the description. Um, talk to my Reddit post about it. Um, and then you can kind of just see my. I'm sorry, I'm having a lot of brain fog right now. My ideal update. I call it the Fixer Upper update. I hope we get something similar to that. That's what I'm hoping for, not the heavy update. An update designed to fix the game. There's a lot about this game that's broken. It's more than just spaghetti code shenanigans. That's always going to be there. Untangling the spaghetti code of TF2 is much too big of a thing. But just stuff that's broken. A lot of the buttons on the main menu don't work. Competitive doesn't work. This and that. So I hope that they start tackling that. Weapon balance as well. There are plenty of weapons in the game, such as the Diamondback, the Scorch Shot, that are just way too overpowered. Weapons such as the Huolong Heater, weapons like the Hot Hand, like most of the syringe guns that are just you're actively gimping yourself equipping them. In a perfect world, I'm not looking for total balance. TF2 is actually pretty balanced. Um, in a perfect world, I would like things that are, at the very least, if a weapon has to be overpowered, it should be at least fun to fight. And if an item has to be underpowered, it shouldn't be so overpowered that, like, it's just flat out worse than not just the meta, but, like, even compared to stock. And yeah, I know stock is supposed to be like everyone says stock is supposed to be the best. I disagree. It's supposed to be the best well-rounded option. Um, but yeah, I think that kind of summarizes my thoughts on the tweet. Um, so yeah, I think that's gonna be yeah, that's the end of my thoughts. I completely forgot my outro. I haven't been doing YouTube for so long. I've legitimately forgot my outro. So let's just go with the Stampy one. Bye.